I thought we did a good job of being physical, switching our schemes up a bit on Ja Morant, reading screens, making them have to play more one-on-one. And, offensively, we got to the paint, we kicked the ball out, and we shot and made threes tonight. So that was huge for us.
You're insistent that it was coming for CJ at some point.
Yeah.
What did you think about his night?
Great. We all joked around in the locker room, just said, welcome back. That's the CJ we're accustomed to seeing. He's been under the weather for a few days now, maybe a week or so now. So we knew that he would get his legs back under him. He's been in the gym working, but he needed a little bit of rest, and he was able to get that this week.
Do you think the key for him was just knocking down shots he's been missing, or do you think it was something else you guys were able to do to help him tonight? Just what's your overall assessment of what he did tonight?
I just think, he, like I said, you go through these moments throughout the course of the season, on top of CJ just not feeling well. But he's been in the gym working, and once we got home, he was able to get some rest, get home, get with his family. And once he saw a few go in early, it was his night.
Yeah, Ja was able to get into the paint a good bit during those first three quarters. You guys did a much better job against him in the fourth. What do you think changed in that final period just to be able to contain him a little bit better?
Just staying persistent. He's a tough cover. He attacks you. He gets to his left hand. He can shoot the floater. He can shoot the three ball. I thought it was important to try to keep him off the foul line going into the fourth quarter. That's what he was doing that well, shot faking us, jumping into us. So for our fourth quarter defense was really good.
There's small lineups, and then there's Herb at the 5, Dyson at the 4 lineups.
Yeah.
What did you like about that group for those 3-4 minutes, especially while Memphis still had Jaren, some combination of Jaren, Santi, and Brandon Clark out there?
I like the fact that that group brings toughness on both ends of the floor. All those guys can rebound the ball. They can defend multiple positions. And then the carryover from what we've been talking about in practice to the game was off the charts. Talking about Brandon and CJ having the ball, and when they do, we just don't want to stay in our spots. Now that's a time to slip out. Jose got a couple threes. That's a time to touch and go to the rim. We got to try to, take advantage of mismatches when we can. I thought we did a better job of doing that tonight.
JV, this is one of those nights where just the game, I guess, doesn't play to him because of how the lineups that they're using. How important is it to have guys like Larry and be able to have switchable lineups like you had late right now?
Yeah, it's extremely important for us. Like you said, unfortunately, it was a tough matchup game for JV. Steven Adams played 13 minutes. JV played 13 minutes, so we kind of had those guys matched up against each other. This was more of a small game, smaller 4s and 5s that are moving around, cutting, playing with force and pace, and we tried to match their team in that way, and it's just something we've been working on.
Coach, the threes seem to come in rhythm tonight. You didn't force them, and you end up hitting the most that your team has hit since you've been coaching the Pelicans. And then on the other end, defensively, 42 points allowed in the second half. Do you think that was the best second half defensively you guys have played so far this season?
I'm not sure, but it's definitely needed, and they're a good team. So to hold that team to 42 points in the second half, I thought the important part for us as far as being able to make threes was getting into the paint first, driving the ball, getting into the paint. They do a great job of protecting the paint, and now the dominoes will fall from there. So you got kick-out threes, you got secondary driving opportunities, and our guys executed that well tonight.
When you talk about getting into the paint, kicking out, how advantageous was it to have multiple ball handlers on the court? You had lineups with Jose, CJ, Vi, Dyson, just being able to create those paint touches.
That's what the game is coming down to. Guys that can play multiple positions, can handle the ball, can defend, can shoot the three ball at a high clip. And we put guys on the floor that can do all of those things. I'm thankful, that I get to coach this team. Griff and Trajan Swin, they've done an amazing job of, continuing to build our roster. And, sky's the limit. We'll continue to build from here, but definitely grateful.
17 minutes for Dyson tonight. Had a team high in rebounds. How'd you feel about his game and the minutes he gave you?
He's, I've said it before, but he and Herb, they just give you a comfort level when they're on the floor. He's only 19, but he doesn't play like it. And he's been working. He stays in the gym, working on his shot. He understands the game at a high level. We all feel comfortable putting him on the floor, and I'm super excited about what he did